Commission should partner with the Ghana Journalists Association. So as NMC is certifying TV or radio stations, the GJA should act as a journalist agency for the stations. And lastly, JC Man says, Paul, there's an online journalist called Kevin Taylor. Can't he too be arrested for his consistent reckless statements?
All right, Kwame GH says, Paul, you don't know that there are many types of journalism. The fact that you are still sticking to the old style of journalism that you learned since the 90s doesn't mean that journalism did not and is the same as the 90s. When you were in journalism school, how many types of journalism have you been introduced to?
I declare it. I've never been to journalism school. I learned journalism on the road. At Ben Epson's office in Laboni. That's where I learned it.
Okay, and Oboye Bakweku Kansa responded to that saying, interesting, what are the new types of journalism, please? From Alaji Bob City, Bleeding Association, good evening, oh. You are welcome to the best evening program with the best presenter, PAO. In short, hey team, or love him, the gem is superb. The program is watched worldwide by the wise, intellectual, and sensible Ghanaians and foreigners alike. Paul, kudos for the good work. We shall forever be loyal to the program GEG. I bring you greetings from Otafo, Kumasi,
hey, who is this in Otafu giving us a Valentine message like that?
Alhaji Bob
He just loves the program. He's called Alhaji.
Yeah, yes. Alhaji Bob City.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Thank you, Alhaji. That's a beautiful message on a Tuesday evening. I love it. Okay, go on.
Oh, okay. So he again says that, Alhaji again says that, good evening, Paul. Thank God it's Thursday. We are seated comfortably to enjoy the show. Paul, may the Almighty Allah continue to bless and protect you and your crew for us. I bring you greetings from Otafo Kumasi. Ivan Brown says that you can't...
Okay, before you go to Ivan Brown, let me tell viewers something about yourself. Now, the guy reading is not being very nice to me. You know why? Because he approached me, Augustine Blaze is listening. He approached me the other day and said, look, boss, you know what happened? I said, no. He said, well, I got a first class in political science. And I said, oh, I didn't get a first class. He said, you see now? So you need to introduce me on the program and let them know that I got a first class in political science. He's very good at memorizing the things that Sami Jemfi has been writing. So tonight he'll participate in the interview. Okay, let me leave you and then let's come straight to the facts. Okay, viewers, welcome back to the show. Augustine Blade has joined us. He has all the answers. And as you know, because of my relationship with the airport company, I'm conflicted in this interview. It doesn't mean, therefore, that our viewers should not have the opportunity to ventilate these issues. I'll invite at this stage Kwekwe Japan to lead the conversation with Augustine Blade. It will be augmented by Matilda and Yusuf. And Yusuf. Abdul. Yusuf is the other guy. Okay. Abdul, first class political science recently. We are yet to crown him in the studio. He has already been crowned by the university, but we will crown him here. And Mikael is also here. Put Mikael on the shot. When Mikael arrived, there was a conversation about whether he should take the hood off or... Can you give me a close-up? Give Mikael a close-up quickly, please. Yes, whether I should take the hood off or... Mikael, you insisted on wearing it.
Oh, I mean, anything's fine.
So you want to take it off now?
I wouldn't mind.
Please take it off, let's see. So Mikael is going to take... Oh, wow, he has a beautiful... Keep the thing on him. Why are you taking it out? Okay. And Augustine, I'm sure you understand my point. So let me ask the first question and then let's Kweku come. Kweku, come and ask the first question. All right, so Kweku Japan. I will take his seat and he will do the interview and the rest will continue. I'm still controlling affairs from here. I'm still controlling affairs. So don't worry about it. All right, so you're still on Good Evening Ghana. I've left the seat. Kweku Japan is on. Kweku, take it up.
As my boss has said, he's still here. He hasn't gone anywhere. Good evening, Mr. Blee. Oh, he is supervising, indeed.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Blee. So we've heard a lot from the past week from the Vice President's statements on the Ghana card being an e-passport and all the social media, statements. What's currently is the mood in the camp of the Vice President concerning the statements made last week about
mood in the camp?
Of course, we have to know.
I think we should stick to the issue.
The facts.
Yeah, the facts.
Exactly.
It's all about the Ghana card, and we understand, as we know, that identification in any country is a key component of the economy.
Yes.
As a country, we tried 1973, 87, and 2000s, but from 2017, when His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo came to power, He prioritized the Ghana card identification. And so since then, we've had 16 million Ghanaians.
Oh, 60 million?
16 Ghanaians
Wow.
registered on the Ghana card.
Okay.
Now, it's an identification document. You know, when it comes to identification, you don't only have to identify, you have to identify and provide ways to verify that the information that is stored on there has not been tampered with. Then you have to find a way to authenticate or check the authenticity of the document. That is it true that the issuing organization has issued that card? You know, and I give the example all the time of the story of Isaac and his two children, Jacob and Esau. When Isaac was about to die and he needed to bless his son, Esau, Jacob heard about it and said, hey, I didn't go there with some identity.
He was blind. He wouldn't have seen any Ghana card. At that time, you would have Israel card. He wouldn't have seen anything. But it's true.
It's true. Jacob went there and said, hey, my name is Esau. So he took Esau's identity.
Blessing. And
right? And then that's an identity there. But then Isaac had to verify whether that identity is correct. The way Isaac verified was to try to hold the hand touch it. That was the verification. And for him, he has to feel the hair. But what he could not do was the third piece of it. Can he check the authenticity of the hair? Is it human hair or animal hair? He couldn't do that. So for the lack of that ability to authenticate it, Jacob was able to steal the blessing from Isaac. So every good identity system developed in a country or by a country must have at least those three features: identify, allow for verification, then allow for the checking of authenticity of the document. And so our Ghana card, you and I, our Ghana card,
yes, our Ghana
card. Now we have 60 million Ghanaians that have that, has those three features in there.
So is that what draws the nexus between the Ghana card itself and the passports, in the sense that if the passport can do the same thing, the Ghana card can, and that's why, there is the attempt to replace the passport with the Ghana card in some circumstances. And even in that instance, what are those circumstances that you can use the Ghana card instead of the passport?
Well, the debate has not been between the Ghana card and the passport. The confusion has been around the word e-passport.
E-passport.
And so that's why we need to understand what the e-passport is. So the e-passport is a chip, similar to a SIM card, right, that you can put on a card, in a phone, or on a document, the old passport. So that is that chip. Now, that chip is a physical component. On that chip must have an application, just like you have an iPhone that have an iOS running on there. You have your Samsung that has an Android running on there. So the chip is a physical. They need to have the application running on the chip. Now, the application running on the chip, what we have on the Ghana card is the LDS 1.7. That was issued by ICAO running on the card. Not only that, you also have the application to ensure the security of the information on there.
So if I get you, it was ICAO's certification to that the chip in the card that makes it possible for the chip to be the e-passport?
So the ICAO set the standards. It says that to make it very simple, like our passport, ICAO set a standard. Your passport must have this size. They have 3 types of physical sizes. Your passport must have the photo here and the name here. It set all the standard. So then, because we are a member of ICAO, the physical passport must be designed and printed following that standard. Now, then there's a certain liberty that every country has. What is the color? And all this stuff that you put, how many pages are in there. There's certain liberty around it. But the standard in terms of where to put the information and how to put the machine readable zones, all this stuff are designed. Beyond that, ICAO then goes ahead and designs the standard for the chip that contains the e-passport. So that chip contains all the information on the face of the passport. The chip has that. Your picture, your date of birth, your name, your last name, and all this stuff. That chip also contains information about your biometric information stored on the chip.
So the thumbprints and all those things.
Not stored on the paper passport. It's stored on the chip. Then that chip also have the application to encrypt it so that people cannot steal that information. And only authorized system can read that. And all of this run within the LDS 7, ICAO LDS 7 application.
Okay.
So that is what is called the e-passport.
Passport.
That's the standard. And so organizations around the world design their e-passport, their chip, are following that standard.
So
right?
does the Ghana card possess that chip?
Exactly. And that's what the
Okay.
chip in the Ghana card was designed according to that specifications. Yeah, standard.
So the Ghana card, the chip in the Ghana card has met the standard.
Yes.
It is simply left for Ghana to decide or to officially declare that this is going to be our e-passport.
Correct.
Is that not so?
Right. So this is where people really get a bit
Yes.
confused. Okay. So the standard is your e-passport, is the chip that we have it now in our card.
Yes.
Now, that information on the card, on the chip, must be read. If you cannot read it, what good is it? To just store it in there. So to read it, is you need to have an ICAO compliant equipment, which are at every airport. Almost all airports have that around the world. So when you go and read it,
But before you move on, for
Yes.
the benefit of our viewers,
Yes.
can you see what ICAO is? Maybe the full
ICAO is the International Civil Aviation Organization.
Okay.
It's a UN organization, actually. Ghana is a member of it.
So that's the certification ceremony that went on in Montreal,
Now,
Canada.
the ceremony that went on in Montreal is the public key directory.
Okay.
This is how it works. Ghana, as a country, can have their e-passports in there, on the chip in their passport. Now, and they can have an agreement with you as another country, say England, and say, when I give you my passport, I'll give you my key one-on-one, and then you can read my passport. Only you. I've not given my key to anyone,
Another person.
just you, right?
Okay.
So then if you want to start to make it easier for citizens to travel all over the world, you have two options. You can go to each country and establish that relationship and give them the key one by one, which is very messy, right?
And long and
yeah. So
and
so then
expensive.
ICAO says, I'm going to build an interoperable application system. That's what it's called, the public key directory. Sit in the middle, so all the countries that want their chip read put their public key in there, so that all the ICAO compliant machines around the world will then contact that central system to then check. So you don't have to go ahead and have this
So
separate.
it's not bilateral.
elaborate-
It's just one port
for the
where-
reading of the document.
of the documents.
And
Okay.
that's very important for the
Okay.
reading of the document, right? So that it's more efficient way of reading or processing information faster for citizens as across the border. And that's what happened on the 9th of February 2022, that Ghana's key was given to ICAO to add it to their directory of public keys. That way, everywhere in the world, for that reading of that document, everywhere in the world, so long as you swap your card on that machine, that machine is an ICAO compliant machine. It'll tell itself that, look, I've read it. Where should I go? Go to the ICAO central server. Then the central server will say, where should I go? Well, it's a Ghanaian card. Then go to Ghana and check. And that is what we did on the 9th of February 2022.
So this means that how long are we going to see? What else is left before we can now take our card and travel? As for me, I'm not traveling anytime soon.
Yes.
But if...
So traveling
Yes.
is bidirectional. You go out of Ghana and you come into Ghana. Today, what has happened is that the Ghana card, because of the robustness of the card and the security features around it, because of Ghana having added their public key into the directory, that card can be verified and the authenticity of the card can be checked everywhere around the world. So then Ghana has published that they should allow citizens all over the world coming into Ghana to use the Ghana card as a valid travel document.
Does that mean that citizens coming can get on a plane just with the Ghana card?
Yes.
From their airports?
Correct.
So foreign citizens, that is Ghanaians that are abroad. With the Ghana card,
yes,
without the green ECOWAS passports,
yes,
can get on any plane, Delta, Turkish, Emirates, Qatar, and come to Ghana without a passport. That's impressive.
Yes. So this is what we've done. So the travel, as I said before, travel is bidirectional.
Okay.
So that is coming in right? So
out.
that is done across all the airports around the world.
Okay.
The public key, the Ghana's directory has been put into the ICAO public key directory.
Okay.
So every equipment around the world can read it.
Okay.
Now, two, we have published to the Airport Council International. We've published to the airline companies in Ghana. We've published the International Air Transport Association, the IATA, that all the airlines or airports should then allow Ghanaians holding a Ghana card and view that card as a travel document. So that publication is done.
Okay.
Now the second phase to talk about traveling out of Ghana.
Okay.
Okay, that's where sometimes
Yes,
people get
yes.
confused, because if you understand there's traveling in and traveling out.
I go to Dubai or something
Yes.
for a holiday.
So when you're traveling out, there are two types of countries that we can travel out to. Countries where visas are not required,
Okay.
and countries where visas are required. When you're traveling out to countries where visas are not required, that receiving country must also decide, because now they accept Ghana passport, the book, as a travel document to enter into their country. That country must also decide, okay, Ghana, you've come and asked me to accept your Ghana card as a travel document to come into my country. Let's sit down and Georgia. Let's then have a bilateral about it so that I can recognize you. And when that is done, then you can use the Ghana card to go into that country. That's for countries with that visa. For countries with visa, what you still have to do is to go to the embassy and get the visa. Now, because the standard for visa today is the stickers and stamps, you can't put that on the chip. So you still have to put it on in a passport,
Okay.
and then allow the travel in and out, travel out to that country to go.
Okay, well,
to happen.
that's very, very interesting and groundbreaking, in fact. But I'm sure my colleagues in the studio would have some questions for you. So if you could open yourself up for some ammunition. So because after Mikel, then we'll have the social media and then Axel. Mikel, if you're ready.
Yes. So, Mr. Blair, I have two questions for you for now.
Yes.
If I'm understanding you correctly, you said that any country which has an airport which is ICAO compliant can now allow Ghanaians to return to Ghana using this card.
Yeah.
Imagine a situation in which a country's Foreign Affairs Department says, we have a problem with this card. Does the ICAO have prerogative over the Foreign Affairs Department saying that let this person return to Ghana, while the Foreign Affairs Department says, you know what, hold on, we want to scrutinize this card a bit better?
So the Ghanaian, wherever you are in the world, right, when you say you're coming to Ghana, no one should be able to stop you. So you have to prove yourself to be a Ghanaian. Because if you have no identity, they can't just send it to Ghana, right? So your identity, the proof of your identity, we are saying that Ghana card establishes that identity for you and say that, okay, I am a Ghanaian, I have a valid card. If you don't trust it, check it against this international standard and let me go. And we have published, based on international SOPs, we have published that all the airports, all the airlines, all the travel agencies should recognize Ghana card as a travel document that Ghana accepts. So if a Ghanaian is coming to Ghana and the Ghanaian presents the Ghana card to at an airport or to an airline agent, the airline agent cannot say no, because Ghana says, as Ghana, we say we accept that identity. So they can't say no unless the card is fraudulent, which then leads to checking the authenticity of the card, which by putting a public key into the director of ICAO allow everyone to do
This brings you to my next question on the fraudulence or otherwise of a card. Now, some of the criticisms my friends have put forth on this card is that they say that it's public knowledge that certain non-Ghanaians can utilize certain loopholes to get this Ghana card or pay someone somewhere to get a Ghana card. So a Nigerian or Togolese national in Ghana can get this card. Does this then mean that something that's meant for Ghanaians to enjoy, non-Ghanaians can actually acquire and then utilize this to return to Ghana?
Based on the law that Parliament passed, non-Ghanaians cannot acquire the card. If you acquire the card fraudulently, you open yourself for prosecution, as you know, because you should have, if you don't have a birth certificate, right? If you don't have one, you should have at least you have to swear an oath in front of the Commission of Oath that you are indeed a Ghanaian. You should have witnesses who are Ghanaians, proven by their Ghana card to be your witnesses, showing that yes, they know that you are a Ghanaian. And that is the law. Either you bring your birth certificate or you bring your passport. That's the process for acquiring the Ghana card.
Okay, and then we will take questions from Matilda, Salam, and Christabel, and then if possible, some questions from social media.
Okay, so my question is about the travel. Right now, it looks as if the Ghana card is more beneficial to the people who are abroad than to those in Ghana, since they are the ones who can travel to Ghana with it. So my question is, how can foreigners, people who live abroad now, also get access to the Ghana card? Because I think for now, most of the people that actually have the Ghana card are those in Ghana. So are there agencies abroad that provide Ghanaians abroad with the Ghana card so that they can use it to come back to Ghana?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So the NIA, National Identification Authority, has that as part of their roadmap. They will speak to the timeline specifically, but I know that their timeline, their roadmap was first, let's do a mass registration around the country, allow every Ghanaian in Ghana to register. 2, let's get NIA offices in all the districts around the country. Okay. Then 3, go out and then establish desk or presence in all the foreign missions, Ghanaian foreign missions, to allow Ghanaians to get their card. As Ghanaians come in and go, many of them are coming in and getting their card and going back. I was speaking today to one immigration officer, and he was telling me about, they get calls all the time. There's one Ghanaian that was found himself in the Solomon Islands.
Wow.
And that Solomon Island is underneath the United States, the Ghana's mission in the US. Now, that guy, when his passport has expired, or his passport is lost, or he has difficulty getting, if he's naturalized and then he has to go to the US or at least mail his passport over.
To the US.
And now, such Ghanaians in the diaspora in such situations can now go with their Ghana card, get to the airport, and come in. And so, yes, it is true that right now, many Ghanaians, in terms of the travel, many Ghanaians outside, benefit them. But we should never forget the genesis. Why do we need the Ghana card? Because there's a lot of benefits for Ghanaians to have the Ghana card here today, because it plays a big role in the economy and in this digital e-commerce driven market now.
Okay, my second question is one I'm seconding by Azotiba Kenneth Batachenga. He says, Mr. Blay, when do I start to use my Ghana card to travel?
To travel into Ghana?
Yes.
Yeah, that you can start now. Right? The publication that went out was effective 1st March. But 2 days ago, some Ghanaians that came from UK used their card and they allowed them to board.
Okay, without a passport?
Without a passport.
They
showed the Ghana card, they were able to cross in.
Okay.
From Netherlands, they were also able to come in.
Okay.
Right, thank you.
So Salam, do you have any questions?
Yes. Okay, so the first question is that some of my friends are asking, why do we need the Ghana card as a travel document instead of the passport? So the question here is about what are the benefits of using the Ghana card as against the passport, because it appears they are all doing the same thing. So what would, perhaps push the government to initiate such a process? And the second one is that instead of e-cards or e-passports, why not we migrate the whole passport system into an online system so that it becomes easy to access? What do you think about that one?
Yeah, well, okay. So the Ghana card started off, understand that the Ghana card is a national ID card, because as a country, we need to identify our citizens, and all of them must have an ID. And so now a good identification system must have the verification and the way to authenticate whether a document is valid or not. To do that, it must meet a certain standard. Ghana chose to comply with the law in terms of ensuring that Ghana complies with the standard of Ghana as law, comply with the standard of ECOWAS by law, because that was established in 2014, then comply with the international standard that ICAO has set out. That way, wherever you find yourself as a Ghanaian, when you show that card, there's trust in it because you met this international standard. As a result of that, we have all these added benefits. So it is not that we are trying to say, let's get a card for Ghanaians to come in. No, let's get a national ID card for Ghanaians to be here. And then let's make it secure enough that wherever you are in Ghana, when you present that card, there's trust and trust in it. Right?
So the issue is not about we making the Ghana card a traveling document. It's just an added benefit to some of the features that it comes with.
Right, because that's what we started with.
Okay, so it's just a national ID you can use to travel.
Yes, and the last one is about the features of the Ghana card. It appears most people, when I was reading the comments, most of the people are so confused as to what the Ghana card is really about. You talk about some of the features, but if you could elaborate maybe in a language that most people will understand, because they still don't understand how that, some have argued that it doesn't have machine readable features. So if it doesn't have machine readable features, they don't quite understand how that would be facilitated in the travel process.
So if you can you flip that card if possible?
The card.
Put the card on the table.
Is it possible?
The card.
Can the card be put on the screen?
Yes.
You have it. Okay. Can you? Is it possible to flip it? Look
To
at
the
the back.
The back.
If it's not, I can.
If
give you
not,
my
we
card.
could hold the back of yours
So,
to the camera.
so I can hold mine. That's the back of my card, right? So I hope you can see it now. Okay, all right. So this side here is sorry. This side here is machine readable, right? It's zone. Is this one here? You can see passport and visas being issued today have this type of encryption, on there. That's because ICAO issued a standard and said by 2015, every travel document, including passport, must have this on there. So all the passport that did not have this had to phase out. So now all the new passports that you have this in there. Then in addition, they say now let's have biometric passport. So then now we are putting the biometric information in a central server somewhere, and many of them don't have the biometric information embedded in the passport. You cannot until you have a chip, a small computer that can store the information on there. So that chip here is what have the standard that says, okay, on this chip it can store your biometric information. On this chip it can store your picture. On this chip it can store all the information that you have on your biography information on there. That is today on this chip. Now when you move beyond what ICAO is talking about, the next version, LDS 2.0, the ICAO application, is they are saying that, okay, now we know that the chip works, you can read it, you can encrypt it. Now let's move to trying to write on there. What are they going to write on there? And now it's going to be the visa. When you go to apply for visa, then they can go and write the visa on it and tell you, okay, you apply for visa, US visa, you are given a 5 years multiple entry. So when you get to at the point of entry, if you look at the card, I was talking about features, there is this Wi-Fi sign on there. It means a near field and a communication. You just get close to the device, you type it, it will read it. So long as it's an ICAO compliant equipment, it will read the encryption on there and find out, oh, Augustine Blade, you were issued a 5-year visa by the American embassy, pass. So you don't have to go through for them to look through your passport and stamp and all this stuff. These are the standards that ICAO is developing for the future, and we are ready for it because we have our chip and our infrastructure ready to receive it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I have a question. Can you get my mic on? A military officer doesn't want me to mention his name. He sends a text. He says that, please ask the man, that's Augustine Blay, why ECOWAS identity card and not Ghana identity card. That's what we have on ECOWAS identity card.
So it is, we have, when ECOWAS was established, one of the articles was free movement of ECOWAS members across ECOWAS member states. Then they said you must have a document that's endorsable. When you get to the border, they must be able to stamp or write something in there as a way to move around. But then in 2014, ECOWAS met and said, all right, guys, this way of endorsable thing is no longer working properly for us. To make it more secure and more free for our citizens to move around the country, let's now adopt the concept of community citizenship, which means let's have a common standard for the development of our card called the ECOWAS card. These are the standards. This is how they should be developed. This is how they should be made. But each country must then have a country-specific information on there. So ECOWAS says, put in there, that's the standard for ECOWAS. Just like ICAO set a standard for where to put a machine-readable zone and the chip, ECOWAS says, when you develop your card that is ready for the ECOWAS zone, you should put ECOWAS in the middle. Put your flag right here. Put the ECOWAS logo here. Put the picture right here. Put the chip here. Put your information this way. So these are the standard. So each ECOWAS country that wants its citizen to move freely around among the ECOWAS zones with their card must meet that standard. And Ghana has done so. So today we have 60 million Ghanaians with their card that's in compliance with the ECOWAS standard and the ICAO standard.
Okay. We've done 30 minutes. Okay. Augustine, I promise you 30 minutes.
Thank you.
Kweku, congratulations.
You've done well.
It's your first time doing an interview in this chair.
Yes,
By the grace of
in the
God.
chair.
By the grace of God. Did you guys notice that Augustine Blay is speaking very similar to someone? Oh, you were gossiping about it. Me too. It was people were sending me text.
Talking about it.
Okay, Masoud, mention a person. Who is he speaking similar like?
The Vice President.
Augustine Blay. You learned everything. Everything.
He's a good boss. He's a good boss to work with.
Yeah, but you really learned everything. How are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing well by his grace.
I heard you on Joy FM on Sunday. It was
you.
spectacular, superb. So, one thing you didn't ask him, the CTFM article, which I sent to you earlier,
Yes.
what did ICAWA say that we need to clarify? Well, the article says something like ICAWA have not...
Yeah.
Yes, so according to some sources, because ICAO said that it is not their role to certify what the state decides to use as a passport, what the vice president said was wrong.
No, the vice president, what the vice president said was consistent with what ICAO said.
Yes.
What ICAO said was that there's media report. The vice president said, our card, the chip on there is e-passport, right? It meets the standard. It is up to Ghanaians to then publish that this document here is a travel document. Because if you don't publish as a travel document, then you cannot use it. Yeah. So then the agency in Ghana that publishes that type of information is the Ghana Airport Company Limited. And so then ICAO says, no, it is not within their right to do that publication. It's up to Ghana or any other sovereign state to publish which document is considered a travel document.
Okay.
So that's what ICAO sought to clarify.
Okay, let's invite A+, so that... A+, please come, please come. Don't go. You know A+, don't you?